So this week, we are walking through an implementation to integrate BigCommerce with Zoho CRM using Zoho Flow. So this was built out by Tom and Andrew on the Zenatta team for one of our clients. Essentially, the goal here was to integrate BigCommerce so that orders would flow in to the CRM to create sales orders and invoices. First thing we did is set up the connections inside of Zoho Flow to allow us to make actions or request data and send data to and from BigCommerce and Zoho CRM. Then Zoho Flow has a robust set of triggers available for BigCommerce. So anytime an order is placed, we can trigger a Zoho Flow that will capture that full data set. In this case, we actually just send a lot of this data straight into a deluge function. Honestly, this is how most of my flows go when I build them. I just take the payload, I put it in a deluge function, and I do the entire rest of the activity there. Now, the interesting thing with this function in particular is that they have billing and shipping customers, and they can oftentimes be different, like completely different companies. Like, I buy this on behalf of Greg, and it's going to deliver to Greg, and he's the customer, but I'm the billing customer. So we had to make sure that the data was being parsed to basically separate those out, like shipping customer, billing customer data, checking the CRM to make sure that those are already in the system as accounts and contacts with all of that relevant data, and then creating the order connected to those proper entities. So it's kind of a two stakeholders on an order rather than one. Normally on like an e-commerce integration, it's like, I just buy it, I'm the customer, that's it. In this case, there is this like two customer setup that we had to handle. Big shout out to the team. They were able to sort out like the parsing of all of that customer data, create it in CRM if it doesn't already exist, or update it if it already did, just to make sure that we have the most up-to-date data. The one thing I will say that was nice is many, many moons ago, probably 2020, I did a BigCommerce integration using Zoho Flow. And back in the day, what would be sent into Zoho Flow by BigCommerce was essentially a list of URLs. So instead of sending you like the line items, they would send you a URL you could use to make another API call to get the line items, which I never understood, because wouldn't that be more expensive for them to respond to two calls rather than just send the data? It looks like they don't do it that way anymore. I kind of warned Tom when I was teeing off this deal for him, like, hey, you might have to do some weird stuff to get this data. But no, they actually just send the full payload now, which is like obviously what you should do. So it went just a little bit smoother throughout the course of this integration. Yeah, big shout out to Tom and Andrew. This is a nice build for our client.